Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video at E-Bike and Tech, and today we'll be reviewing the Dualtron Thunder, the original Dualtron Thunder 1 electric scooter. It's got the 60 volt 35 amp hour battery and 5400 watt hub motors. Let's see, this thing's got great range. Definitely can get a lot of range going slow on it. If you go faster, obviously you get a bit less range. I would say at full speed you can get roughly about between 12 and 15 miles, realistically speaking. But if you go in like the second gear, which it has 3 gears, turn it on real quick. By the way, I got this scooter off of Facebook Marketplace. Somebody was selling it for a good price, so I got a good price on it. So yeah, it was used, but not too badly used. When I bought it, it had I believe it had like 600 miles or so, 600 or 700 miles. Let's see, how do I check this? Oh, okay, all right. Well, unfortunately for me, I just recently had the throttle replaced. I believe right now, technically, it's at about, let's say, like 900 to 1,000 miles, technically speaking. But I just had the throttle replaced with the computer just a couple of days ago, actually, because unfortunately the throttle, I think the previous owner before me dropped this thing like once or something. Because it did have a little bit of wear on it. Like for example, these stem lights don't work right now. Oh, by the way, it does have bottom lights. Let me turn this on real quick. Turn this on. You got bottom lights, it's got blue lights. Can't see it right now, but then it's got the front lights, it's got the back lights. It also has caution lights as well. And there you go. But yeah, so let me turn this off, because yeah, eventually I was on the road and I was going, and then next thing I know, I let my finger off and the throttle stayed like that, and it keeps going, and I'm like, what the hell is going on, you know? So, you know, eventually I had to kind of just like, you know, I mean, I live pretty far from the city, which is where the mini motor shop is. So I had to kind of adopt a new way of using the throttle, and I had to use this finger to just kind of like keep going back and forth just like that. But eventually I thought, you know what, I saved up enough money. I think it's time I put in some money into this, so I got a new computer with a new throttle. Everything's all good now. I also had the back tire replaced, because when I first got it, the scooter, the tire kept losing air every couple of days, and I had to keep refilling that. So I also got the back tire replaced, and as well as brakes. Yeah, the brakes were completely worn off somehow when I got this thing. So I got the brakes replaced. Now I got brand new brakes on this thing. They were also tuned, so now they work a lot better. Definitely a really good upgrade as well. Also, I had the stem lights ordered. So I got all this work done at the mini motor shop, and they did order the stem lights for me as well. I pre-ordered that, so they should be coming in any day now. When they do come in, I just gotta go in there, get it done, and then this thing will be pretty much as good as new, I would say. So let me see what else is there. Yeah, so it's got 3 gears. The third gear is let me see. Let me get back to. All right, there we go. So this is the voltage right here, battery. And these are the gears right here. So you change the gears by clicking this button. There's only 3 gears. So the first gear, I have the settings. You can also change the settings on this thing. Let me turn this light off. You can almost not see it because it's daytime. It's finally good weather too. It's been a bit of a rainy week. If you've seen my last short video, yeah, it was raining the last couple of days. It was pretty annoying. I really wanted to make a video and couldn't. Yeah, so in first gear, like I have so if you hold the mode button, that's where you get into your settings. I'll show you guys my settings real quick, how I have it all set up. I don't remember which is which exactly. I believe this one is the acceleration, and then I know this one is the power save. I have it at 3 just because I don't really need it. I do plan on doing like a trip video from my current location to the city, which would be about, on this thing, 100 miles or so. So I definitely want to make that video. I might split it up into a few pieces. I'll see how I'm gonna go about that. But you know, just to give you guys a good idea of like what to expect of this thing. You know, I finally got some time. I haven't had the time to really make any videos on these things. I've been pretty busy the past few years, but now I finally got some time. So you know what, I'm gonna make these and get back to making these videos for you guys. So yeah, so it's got three modes. On the first mode, I would say I have it set up where it's just, you know, like I have pretty much all the settings right now are set to like almost maximum power. In terms of, I would say in terms of max power, it's at max, but in terms of acceleration and, you know, from start to, you know, full speed, I kind of, you know, set it to where it's not too crazy, so that because otherwise the tire would just, the front tire just spins out of control, and it kind of just destroys the tire itself over time. So I set it to where it's reasonable, you know, like it's got good acceleration and it doesn't just spin out for, you know, for no reason. This light came with it. It's a pretty good light. When I bought the, as you can see also, yeah, you can see the tear right here. So this thing has definitely been dropped before me. But yeah, so on this mode, this is like on the first gear, even like I don't have to change the settings. So that's how I have it set up, where it's, even though it's at full power all the way, all I have to do is change the gears to really go in between, you know, where and how I want to go to. So like on the first gear, it will go about, I want to say 15 to 18 miles an hour, maybe 20 if going downhill. But that gear is what gets me like the most range as of right now. And then of course, if you go into the settings, and then you go to power save, and then you switch it to 1, that's the max, or you switch it to medium, you probably can get just a little bit more. I will tell you this much, it's not gonna be that much, it's just gonna be a little bit. So if is it worth it? Well, where I live, there's a lot of hills, so to be quite honest, it's kind of not worth it. It would just kind of struggle going up hills that way, because it's trying to save more battery. It will do it. It's a Dualtron, you know, at the end of the day, so it's totally capable. The computer chip or whatever is, you know, the controller, whatever is operating, you know, like sending signals and whatever to the motors, you know, it's definitely done well. It's been done well. It's been made well, to where like it will sense when you're, you know, going up a hill and beginning to struggle, so it will kick in more power if it needs it, so that you don't burn out the motors, or, you know, so nothing bad happens to the scooter. So yeah, but you know, I keep it on because I keep it at 3. No save, just because it's better that way, and you know, like I said, it's not exactly necessary. And on top of that, say like I'm in a dire situation, I need to get out of, I don't know, get away from a car or something, or you know, any sort of situation where I need instant power kick in and be out of somewhere. All I have to do is click up to 3 and I'm out, you know. Now unfortunately for the Dualtron Thunder 1, it does not have that double throttle click as the Dualtron Thunder 2 and 3. It does not have that boost ability, but it's still a good machine, you know. It's 60 volts. I personally have not gone up to 72 volts on the scooter yet. I do plan on doing it in the future, but so far I'm at 60 volts and I'm just gonna work with what I got. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Then on the second mode was actually something I used to use going to work and back a few times. Obviously on the good weather, I'm like, you know what, I can take the scooter, put it to some good use. My job was about 20 miles away, roughly, and I would be able to get up there. And mind you, like I said, where I live there are many very steep hills, so gear 2 and I would be able to get to work and still have about roughly 40% or so left over of battery. I did have outlets there, so I did charge this thing just in case. I do have a 8 amp charger and the original 1.75 amp charger that originally comes with it. So but you know, like if I'm going to work, obviously I don't need this thing charged right away, so I just plug it in with the 8 amp and then it's good to go in no time. But if I go out on the trip or I'm doing some sort of range test or something like that, then you know, I'm stopping at a charging, not exactly a charging station, but like a pavilion or something that's got a public outlet available to use for anyone. Then I bring both chargers just to get that thing going a little faster. So yeah, and then obviously gear 3, that's where this thing goes full speed. I would say the full speed is about right around 50-55 miles an hour. Going downhill you can definitely reach about 60. But yeah, on like flat road, I think you would be really looking at between 48 and 53, 55 maybe miles an hour. But that's, and you know, like full battery and everything. Now another good thing about this scooter is if you do get down to lower battery, this thing really doesn't lose power like that. Maybe like a little bit, but nothing too crazy, because I personally have tried other scooters, other brands before, and it does happen where once the battery gets low, or 50%, whatever, so, you know, once the battery gets any lower, the scooter just starts losing power, going a little slower. This thing definitely does not do that, at least not until you're at, I would say, I mean, this scooter in specific, I've had, before this one, I actually had a Dualtron Spider, or the Dualtron Spider 2, one of those, with a 17 amp hour battery. Yeah, that thing, you get it down to like 30% or so, it would just stop. It would, most of the time it would turn off, honestly. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if that's even normal. It was a 60 volt 17 amp hour battery. That thing was also pretty fast. I think that one went about 47 miles an hour. But yeah, no, it would get down to 30% and it would just like turn off, or like 36%, 35%. It would just shut off. Like, yeah, it was a pain in the ass, I ain't gonna lie. But this one, it gets all the way down to 0%. And I really pay attention more to the voltage, because it will get down to 0% and it will still go. It will still go, and it will go strong. Now the voltage, I would say, I'm pretty sure, because right now technically it's pretty much at 100% all the way. It was fully charged. I just got down here a little bit, so I don't really use that much battery. coming down here. But I would say right around when it's about to shut off, I would say would be about 49, 48 volts. That's like pushing it. But yeah, like around 49, 48 volts, that's when you're gonna see that this thing like really like slowing down and losing a bit of, you know, losing power and stuff. I believe about 47.5 to 48 is around where you're gonna see this thing finally shut off. But I would say the percentage meter right here, this will get down to 0% at about, it's able to do it at about 52, 51 volts, around there, maybe 50. But around 52, 51 is when you're gonna start seeing, actually you can, I mean, it depends. If you're going on gear 3 all the way, you can start seeing this percentage, because the way Dualtron computer works, the mini motors computer works is, you know, you're pushing a lot of power. You're gonna see this fluctuate a lot. Now that doesn't mean that that's what you actually have. You will see it go down from 100 to 90 and then go back up to 99 or 98 or something like that, to where it's actually at. So if you're going all the way on gear 3, you're gonna see this, you're gonna start seeing this actually hitting 0%. You could start seeing it at about 53, 54 volts, honestly. But then once you stop, you come to a complete stop, or you let off the throttle for a little while, you're gonna see the percentage go back up to like 15, 20, 25, 30%. It will happen. Yeah, it does fluctuate, but that's why you kind of gotta get used to the voltage and how the voltage really works. Just kind of remember your numbers. Like I said, you know, around 52, what I made like quite a good rule for myself. At about 52 volts, 53 volts is when I really kind of, if I'm, it depends too. Like if I'm close to my house, then I really don't care. I know what to, you know, I'm used to the scooter and I know what to expect. But if I'm on a trip, then I'm obviously gonna go down to like something lower. If I'm on 2, I'm gonna go down to 1. What I was gonna say was, you know, I was able to get to my job at gear 2. I already did say that. All right, yeah, so I would get down to gear 1 or something lower. You know, if I'm on gear 2, I'd get down to gear 1 until I reach my next stop and charge there, just to be safe. Or like if I am on my way home and I happen to be at about 52, 53 volts total, then you know, I would also kind of tone this thing down a bit in power just to save that battery. Now another important fact to mention, the voltage does also fluctuate. If you go on full speed, you will see it go from 66 to 60, 59, it will hit that, and then once you let off the throttle or you come to a complete stop, it will get back to what it actually is. 66 or 65.5, something like that, whatever it is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just trying to, I know I'm rambling a lot on this thing, but you know, whoever wants to skip, they can skip. There's always the option for that. I'm not really gonna cut this video up myself, because I mean, there's a lot of what I said, you know, some people can use that information to their own advantage, and be, I guess you could say, ahead of the game, rather than being stuck somewhere, stranded, whatever the case may be. Because like I say, you get down to 52, like, and I'm talking like it hits 50 volts or 49 volts and then gets only back up to 52, 53 volts. That's when, you know, like if you're farther away from your destination, then you might want to tone it down a bit. And if you really have to, go into the settings, go on P9 and change this to 1. I mean, that's another one would be, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it might be, yeah, P7. P7, go here. This is the acceleration. Change it to 5. It goes all the way up to 5. That's the most. Change it to 5 and you got the slowest acceleration, and it's gonna save you a little bit of battery as well. I'm gonna change it to P3. I mean to level 3. Just because usually I have it set to 2 because I'm just whipping around. I use this thing usually to go run errands right now, and just get back home, just around town, you know, nothing too crazy, nowhere too far. And I'm just, you know, I like on this thing, you know, the biggest thing I like is you can be in and out super quick, you know. Before you know it, you're there 1 second and then you're not there the next. I love that about this thing. You can just be in and out real quick. You really don't really have to worry about the cops and whatever messing with you. I have came across, I guess that's a good thing to mention also. You know, you come across the police, you know, kind of just trying not to do anything stupid and you won't get pulled over. It's as simple as it gets. Me, I try, you know, like I see the police, just get on the side of the road, you'll be fine. But if you go ahead and whip this thing, take your chances, you know, go full speed past the cop, I mean, then, you know, you can use your common sense for that one. But yeah, I think that's about it. This light is pretty good, gets the job done. The light on the bottom on its own, it's all right, but at like if it's pitch black dark, you know, you might want to get an additional light and put on the stand. This thing does fold up too. You can just unclip these. I'm not gonna do it now, but you can unclip those, and then these handlebars kind of just like fold. And then this scooter does fold. I guess that's pretty important to mention. You just undo this, unscrew it a little bit, and then this thing just gets down, and then this right here, this part right here would latch on to this part right here. This also is an add-on, but it did come with the scooter when I bought it, so that's pretty cool. Usually it just comes without anything in the back, but you can attach quite a few things here. I use it like as a, obviously as a handle, but a foot peg as well, just to put your foot there. It's pretty useful, I would say. But there's also different kinds of footrests and other things you can attach onto there. That's about it. I don't know about a seat. Maybe there's a seat you can attach on there, but I'm not sure. I never really looked into it that much. I'm just you know, letting you guys know what I know. And yeah, because I mean, mainly this is really like for informational purposes. So yeah, you also got this dual motor and single motor button. You won't really know until you go, so just make sure you know you're prepared in whatever case. Me, when I first get going, I like to have it on one motor. It also depends where I'm at. When I'm first leaving the house, I'll have it on one motor. And then once I'm like on the road, whatever, I'm ready to really rip it, boom, switch to 2 motors and I'm out. So yeah, I'm gonna get some footage of me riding it too. I brought my GoPro with me today, so you guys can see it. I'll go through all 3 of the modes. Yeah. Alrighty, so I'm on gear 1 and only 1 motor. So yeah, you can definitely go slower. You know, you don't have to go super fast. You can definitely tweak the settings a lot. So I'm gonna switch it to 2 motors now. Now it really gets going, but not too fast again. It's just enough to get me by. I'm gonna switch it to the second gear. Now you're really gonna feel a lot of that power. See, now we're going downhill, and this just returned back to 100%. Now I'm going to switch it to third gear. Oh, hold on, something ain't right. I think my settings on P9. Oh yeah, I had, oh man, okay. I think I had, yeah, I had full power save mode on. But nevertheless, the scooter still was going pretty good. So I'm gonna kind of start over. So we're gonna go in gear 1 right now. And let's see. All right, we're going. So now it is set to no power save at all on gear 1. Going pretty good. Not too fast, not too slow. Good enough to get me by. All right, let's switch to gear 2. All right, now we're really going. All right. Oh yeah, now we're really going. Yeah. As you can see, we almost came to a complete stop and we're back at 100%. So now we're gonna switch to gear 3 and once again, no power save this time. No power save, and gear 3. Going full speed on this baby right now. All right, let's go. Yeah, this thing definitely rips. This thing definitely rips. Now another thing, I'm not sure if I mentioned yet, but besides the mechanical brakes, you also do have regen brakes. Yep, and you can set the power that you want it to be at in the settings as well. I'm not exactly sure I remember which one it is exactly. I think it might be, nah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't remember which one exactly it is, but yeah, there's definitely 5 levels of regen braking. I believe I have mine set to level 4 right now, just because I prefer to use regen brakes more rather than the actual brakes, just to save the actual brakes and get more power, get more battery back into this thing. All right, gonna get back to it on the 3rd gear, full speed. Regen brakes. That was regen brakes just now. So definitely pretty good. Definitely pretty good. Gets a good amount of battery back in there. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back at 100%. But 64 volts, roughly I would say 65. It's about to be back in there. But yeah, let's keep going. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue the rest of this trip on gear 3 because, you know, obviously a lot of people want to know what this thing is really capable of at its best, at its top speed. So yeah, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna see what this battery can handle and how much battery we'll have left over after going full speed for another about roughly 2 to 3 miles. So yeah, let's see this. I'm actually going to stop real quick, straighten this camera out for you guys. See a little bit more, and yeah, let's do it like that. are back. As you can see, the battery is right about 96, 97%, 96. I am at 63.6 volts. Now I did go a little bit at gear 1 in the beginning, then gear 2, and then gear 3 on the way there, and then on the way back it was just straight out full on gear 3. See, I'm back at 97%. So yeah. Oh, whoa, look at that, 99%. 99%. So this thing definitely can handle a lot. But like I said, roughly, if you're going gear 3 all the way with hills and everything considered, all things considered, I think realistically you'd be looking at about 12-15 miles around there. And then gear 2 is when you can really get around 22-25 miles. I think right around 25 miles realistically, yeah. And then gear 1 is where you really get the most out of it. I would say around 50, maybe 60 miles. Oh wow, look at that. I didn't plug it in or anything. It's back to 64.2 volts and back to 100%. That's Dualtron for you. That is Dualtron for you. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the scooter. I will be doing a whole nother range test on this thing. What we're gonna do is, I sort of want to make like a trip video going 100 miles, maybe a little more, we'll see. But basically what I'm gonna do is, I have a few charging stations, aka those pavilions I was talking about earlier, with public outlets. But actually, as a matter of fact, this is a scooter, so if I really wanted to, I could stop at any fast food place, or Dunkin' or McDonald's, Burger King, whatever the case may be. And I can bring this thing inside and charge it there if I really needed to, but more than likely I won't have to. But it's really nice to know, because this is a really small compact thing. I can fold it up, I can put it in the back of my trunk, so it's definitely, those are the things that I had in mind when I was purchasing it, aside from the fact that it could take me to work if I didn't have any other transportation and I really needed to. But other than that, the other way I was looking at it is, like I said, fold it up, put it in the back of your trunk. But say I had to bring a car to a shop, I had to bring my car to the shop, get it fixed, and then how am I gonna get back? Let's say I don't have a relative or somebody to take me back. What do I do? Otherwise I have to pay Uber or taxi, whatever, take me back home. See, now I can fold this thing up, put it in the back of my trunk. Once I arrive at the shop, drop off the car, take this thing out, unfold it, bam, now I'm on my way back home for free. So that's really important, and then not too long ago, actually, as a matter of fact, I had to go pick up a rental for something. That was roughly almost 30 miles, almost a 30-mile trip. I had to go all the way there, and I went on this thing. I looked up Ubers. I was looking at about, I think, like 50-60 bucks around there, dude. That's quite a bit of money. It adds up after a while if you think about it. But I was able to take this thing. I hopped on and I was there. It didn't take me too long to get there. And gear 2 got me there. Gear 2, gear 1, I try to use gear 1 on roads like this, where it's kind of in the back roads, kind of, so away from traffic and things like that. But once I get on actual roads where there are cars, and I prefer to avoid cars as much as I possibly can, so I do kick it up to gear 2, and I'm perfectly fine. Even though this thing doesn't exactly go that fast on gear 2, it definitely cuts the trip in half or so. But yeah, that's about it for this scooter in this video anyway. I will be posting another video right after this. I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it, if I'm gonna cut it up into a few parts or put it all in one video. But I am going to make that trip for you guys while I have the time. And yeah, you know, just so you guys can really see what these things are capable of, what you can and cannot do. I will take both my chargers, the 8 amp and the 1.75 amp. So I'll be just nearly 10 amp when charging, so this thing won't take too long to charge. Also, aside from that, I'm gonna be posting some shorts, maybe going to create a new TikTok. Gonna make a TikTok for this thing. It'll be kind of like the shorts, you know, like, you know, my trip along the way, some updates and whatnot. And yeah, just, you know, like, I want to give you guys as much information on these things as possible. That is my main goal of these videos, this channel. Yeah, you know, like, I like to post up my personal experience, and yeah, whatever I know, whatever I find out, any tips, tricks, whatever the case may be, I'd like to put you guys on, if you will. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Definitely stay tuned if you want to find out more about these things. I also have a Flywing Snake electric bike. I bought last year. I've had it for a year now. Like I said, I haven't really had time to record and make any videos, but I do now, so I will be posting some videos on that bike. I did upgrades to it, you know, like a few things, nothing too crazy yet, but there is a lot more to be done. I did like add another battery on there. Fun fact, actually, these things, if you go to the it depends which shop or store you go to, but like the Mini Motors in NYC, they have a certificate for creating custom built lithium batteries, and they have like the newer technology ones, whatever it is. But yeah, they said like it's a little better than the regular lithium ion batteries. But yeah, they do have certificates for making custom batteries. They can make you a custom battery apparently for these things and attach it to the handlebar, and like it's detachable, like easy, just plug and play basically, you know. Unplug a wire if you want to take it off, unstrap the casing and take the battery off. You want to put it back on, boom, strap it back up, plug it in, and somehow, you know, they make it work. And, you know, I can have 2 batteries on this thing if I really wanted to. That's pretty cool. They said it would be, if I did, they said what I could actually do, it was a matter of fact, they said I could put a 72 volt battery with 35 amp hour 72 volt battery in there, swap it with the battery that's in there right now, and supposedly the controllers will be able to handle it. I personally don't know how true that is, but that's what the technician told me. So I mean, I would say he knows more than I do, obviously. And he said he could do that for the base and make a whole nother 35 amp hour 72 volt battery for the stem, and that would give me a total of 70 amp hours worth of range, which is pretty freaking dope. I mean, and that would cost about, he said roughly about $2,500, right around there with labor and everything. So honestly, that's not too bad, but I don't exactly have that much money to throw around. Maybe in the future, but yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Definitely tune in for future videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.